My name is Carmen Perez. I am the former DNC Vice Chair for the nation. You know, this is a very special day for us. I'm hosting a book signing event for my dear, long time friend of about 40 years, George Pla. George is a very, very special person. He's not dealing with what can I get for myself, but what can I do to make sure that I do this to record our history.
George Pla takes the time to sort of reiterate that history, those special moments. For us now that have grandkids, that's probably more important than anything, that we're able to share the history and say, hey, I know the guy that wrote this book, George Pla. Hey, George Pla was a great friend of mine, and I know every one of these individuals that he talked about, they had a very special place in the history, the legislative process, and the makeup of the great state of California.
He is a friend of this community, as he's a friend in almost any community where there is a cause and there may be an election or there may be an event that's important to the ultimate history of our people. I'm indebted to George Pla, and to me it's a privilege to be here.
Between George and Dr. Ayon's efforts, what we talked about became a reality. A reality that is going to be institutionalized in our higher education, in our schools. And why is that important? It is important because of the contributions, not that we were able to accomplish, but it's important because the generations from all walks of life get to understand that the agenda that ethnic minorities or the gay or lesbian community, the agendas are really about making America the great America that it has been, always has been, and will continue to be.
I expect students of the community colleges as well as all of our universities to be able to read this book and get a really good sense of the power of Latinos in California and throughout the country, and all the work that they've done to shape policy that now affects all of us and that we've all benefited from. And so to me, Power Shift is really an opportunity to celebrate the history of Latinos in politics, the history of Latinos making great policy for America.
This gentleman didn't think about himself, didn't think about Cordoba Court, didn't think about how successful he is. He wanted to talk about the history that we've done. Ladies and gentlemen, George Pla.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very blessed to be here and be a part of you and your stories. I want to share with you, beyond the book and before the book, really a commentary about all of you that make a contribution in our community, and I mean that. I've been asked many times, why did you do this? And I was very frustrated that young people just don't know what individuals have done that are in this book. Not so much the personal stories or even the kiss and tell, which we know too much about, but really the pure impact of what they had in our society, not only in California, but across the nation. And you will see that in the book, because it is written for students to know their history, to know their story. This book is an American story, and that Power Shift is not about one group over another, but that this book and what the Latino community has done in America is to ensure that all of us, everybody, can participate in the democratic process. That's what this book is about. Thank you very much.